Hi Sagittarius. Today we're going to look at August 9th, 2025, and that's the full moon in Aquarius. We're going to look at Sagittarius Sun, Moon, and Rising with specific messages for each. We'll look at numerology, astrology, and the tarot cards, and we'll end the reading with advice for your sign. And in the description box below, I have links for meditations for each of these tarot cards I drew for you today. And if you feel seen today, please subscribe. And stay tuned for your next reading. Tell me what messages hit home today, and let's talk about it in the comments. I read all the comments, and I will reply to each and every one. So let's start with numerology, and the number for that day is 8, and 8 embodies achievement, legacy, and empowered decision making. So for Sagittarius, this energy encourages you to consider how your long-term vision lines up with your present structure, especially around finances, family, and purpose. So you might reflect on how you've been investing your energy financially or emotionally. Are you building something sustainable or clinging to habits that limit your growth? The number 8 reminds you, you are the architect of your next chapter. So let's talk about astrology. So the full moon activates your 3rd house of communication, mindset, siblings, and everyday thought patterns. It's a time to bring awareness to how your words and thoughts shape your world and how they might need to evolve. So we're going to start with the sun. And the sun is in Leo, and that's your 9th house. And that talks about wisdom and beliefs and expansion. So the sun in your natural house of exploration lights a fire in your desire to grow, teach, or move beyond outdated beliefs. So you might be inspired to speak your truth more clearly or make a bold decision about a trip or a course or a spiritual path that expands your worldview. This is the moon, and the moon is in Aquarius, your 3rd house, and that's going to talk about thought, communication, and perspective. So the full moon in your communication zone brings a shift in how you express yourself or how you interpret what others are saying. It can also bring news or clarity around a sibling or local community matter. You may finally have a conversation you've been avoiding or realize a daily thought habit like self-doubt, is no longer aligned with your growth. Mercury. Mercury is in Virgo, your 10th house, and that's going to talk about public image, career plans. So Mercury brings clarity to your long-term ambitions and how you're presenting yourself professionally. You might revise your resume, your website, or decide how to communicate a new career direction. Here's Venus. Venus is in Leo, your 9th house. There you go. And that's going to talk about love of learning and meaningful romance. So Venus wants you to fall back in love with the big picture. You're drawn to beauty and philosophy and travel and inspiring relationships. So you might rekindle a romantic connection through deep conversation or be inspired to create art from something you've learned. Here's Mars. Mars is in Gemini, and that's your 7th house, and that's going to talk about relationships and negotiations. So Mars brings energy and possibly tension to your one-on-one partnerships. You may feel the need to stand up for your needs or hash out unspoken tension. So a close partner may challenge your beliefs, or you may finally have the courage to initiate a boundary-setting conversation. Now, let's talk about the tarot cards. And here's a lovely 10 of Pentacles, the first card I pulled for you, and that talks about legacy and stability and long-term success. So this card represents abundance and generational wealth and family and long-term legacy. It's a reminder that what you build now can serve not only your present, but your future, and possibly the next generation. So you may be thinking about creating a foundation for your family, or buying property, or building a business, or simply saving for the future. So this card affirms you're playing the long game, and it matters. So here's the advice. Keep building Your hard work is paying off, and your vision is becoming real. Trust the foundation you're laying now. It will support you later. That's good news. Here's Judgment. So Judgment, that's awakening and renewal and truth-telling. So Judgment brings a powerful call to rise. It's about facing your truth and making peace with the past and stepping fully into your higher path. So you may have a realization that shifts everything, like recognizing you're ready to leave an old career behind, or repair a relationship, or change how you see yourself. This is your wake-up moment. So here's your advice. Let go of guilt, shame, or hesitation. You're being invited to step forward with clarity and courage. You know what needs to end and what deserves your full devotion now. The third card is the Four of Pentacles. And so the Four of Pentacles talks about holding on and control and financial boundaries. So this card represents clinging to security, sometimes at the cost of freedom. It's about finding balance between saving wisely and being too afraid to grow. So you might be holding back from investing in a new opportunity, or afraid to open up emotionally due to past loss. So while caution has its place, so does trust. Oh, and here's your advice. Where are you gripping too tightly? Loosen your hold just enough to allow growth. Let stability support you, not imprison you. So let's talk about what this day means to Sagittarius Sun, Moon, and Rising. So Sagittarius Sun, your soul is awakening to what really matters. You may be called to rethink your priorities around legacy, family, or self-worth, and make decisions that feel bold, clear, and freeing. So you may decide to leave behind an old identity or step into leadership within your family or community, finally owning your wisdom. Sagittarius Moon, emotionally, you're navigating themes of protection versus expansion. Part of you wants to feel safe and secure, and the other part is so ready to break free. You might reflect on a fear of financial loss or emotional risk, and realize it's time to trust your inner compass more than your comfort zone. So, Sagittarius Rising. The world sees you balancing optimism with realism. You're starting to show up in a more grounded, intentional way, one that aligns with the future you're envisioning. So, for example, you may receive an opportunity to lead or invest, but only if you're ready to stop second-guessing and start choosing like the version of you you're becoming. So here's the summary of the day and what this day means to Sagittarius. So the full moon offers you a mirror. What legacy are you building, and what must be released to make space for it? So the tarot guides you into this truth with grounded clarity. So the Ten of Pentacles shows that your future is being built now. So invest wisely. Judgment calls you to rise above the past and own your truth. And the Four of Pentacles reminds you that control can't replace courage. Let go to grow. So here's the real life takeaway. You're building something lasting. Don't be afraid to fully commit. A chapter is closing, honor it, and then step forward. Trust your values over your fears. Security and growth can coexist. So here's the advice for Sagittarius on this day. You don't have to cling to the old to feel safe. Let your vision of the future guide your actions now. Build from love, not fear. And remember, your wisdom is your wealth. Thank you, Sagittarius, and I hope to see you in another reading. Access. Nope. Wine, rewind. Possibility. Okay, I can do it. Okay, so, no. is so ready to break free. Break three in your wealth. And well, true, but that's not what I'm saying. Okay, here we go.